Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are talking right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, previewing a handful of games from NFL Week 10. Right now we're going to cover the Rams and Arizona. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Peter.
All right, Rams at Arizona. You know, Rams are one of these teams. They appear to be zigzagging back and forth, right? Getting blown out, upsetting a top team, getting blown out, upsetting a top team. We'll see what your take on this game is. First, give us a quick plug for OffshoreInsiders.com.
You know, OffshoreInsiders.com, we're red hot, especially in the NFL, but having a winning year in pro and college football, especially going back to preseason, which we've always done extremely well in preseason, off to a nice start in the NBA, very profitable in the NBA in this season so far. We pick all the major sports, 27 years of full-time experience publicly, plus he was betting and handicapping long before that. Joe Duffy's picks at OffshoreInsiders.com.
All right, Joe, Arizona, 7-point touchdown favorite at home against the Rams. And last week, you know, Austin Davis at quarterback, Rams banged up, injuries going into Arizona going into San Francisco on the road. San Francisco off a bye. I don't know. I thought San Francisco was a good bet. Obviously, St. Louis got the upset. The last time this happened, when they upset Seattle the next week, they came back and they were a touchdown underdog on the road, and they got blown out. KC in that game was one of the sharp plays that week, and that was an easy winner. We have the same situation here. I don't know. Is Arizona, you know, good enough all around to merit to warrant a play at -7? Maybe so. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, no, and I think part of the problem with St. Louis has been that they really haven't stuck to their game plan. It looked like they were going to become a much more run-oriented and defensive-oriented team now. You know, and so, as much as I used to love those run-oriented teams, I don't know if you can really win games doing that in 2014, where, you know, and teams like Seattle and then San Francisco, when they were having success, they also had a passing game that could keep you very honest. But St. Louis doesn't necessarily have quite that talent at quarterback and wide receiver, and I think that's part of the reason why they have been so inconsistent this year. And yeah, I do expect them to come out flat here, but the number one reason is Arizona. They're just quietly sneaking under the radar.
Sure.
I mean, you know, I've said before, I don't like to do futures bets because I think it can at least subconsciously bias me from making week-to-week adjustments, but those people who are looking at maybe a good futures bet, Arizona, to me, is a strong dark horse to maybe win the Super Bowl. They just keep winning and covering, and they don't do it beautifully. They're 16-7 against the spread under Bruce Arians, who has to be one of the most underrated coaches in all of sports. I just think Arizona just is clearly underbet. They keep doing it. And look, I've been a critic of Carson Palmer over the years, but Palmer's one of these guys. He just seems to be getting it, just like Trent Dilfer at the end of his career became a better quarterback. And Carson Palmer, all of a sudden, I think it is at least one of the top dozen quarterbacks in the NFL, and I guess he is truly getting better with age. Now, they've done pretty well without him, but yeah, no, Arizona, I think it might be the single most underrated, at least of the quality teams, they might be the single most underrated contender in the NFL.
All right, so you like Arizona here, -7, similar to the KC game a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, no, I do like Arizona, and I think both. Arizona is a good go with team, and St. Louis is a pretty good go against in this situation. So, yes, I do like Arizona.
Well, I admit I bet this one, not crazy like I did with San Francisco last week, but I went for Arizona myself a little bit on the opening line, -7, and that is Joe Duffy's recommendation as well. Arizona -7. Thanks so much, Joe.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.